Hello everybody and welcome back to Victoria, where we are currently about to go to war with Mapuche down here, and we're going to absolutely destroy them. There's not going to be any real question about that. I do want, though, since we're about to get into Countdown to War, I want to bump up to line infantry and mobile artillery. Cool. So we'll let that go. This is going to put us very, very negative in our finances. That's okay for now. We've got plenty of gold reserves. I'm not concerned. We'll be fine. So we'll let that go, and we are currently going to be having expensive military goods, small arms, and artillery. So we should probably do an import route of small arms here. In fact, we'll do 2. And yes, this puts us negative in our bureaucracy. This is, again, a temporary thing. We got central archives. Sure. Artillery. Let's go ahead and import a little bit there as well. Fantastic. Okay. So we will tick on forward here. And we should have a pretty easy time winning this war. Once we have that... Yeah, trade routes need convoys for explosives. Yeah, I suppose that would happen. War with Mapuche has broken out, and we should fairly easily win this, to be honest. In theory. Yeah, our average offense and defense will continue to come up here. We're going to be very negative in our bureaucracy and our income for a little bit. That's a guarantee. We're not shocked about that one at all. Do we need to have this guy advancing the front here? I think so. I think they just naturally defend. We're going to arrive in 3, 2, 1, and there we go. So they actually take over this area because we weren't actually here. We were just defending it. But now we're going to take this back. No problem. This will be fine. So there we go. We have a battle breaking out now. And we should win this fairly handily. The question is, do we destroy their regiment or not? We'll find out. Okay, they're down to 2. Excellent. And they're down to 1. We did destroy 1, it looks like. That's good. Very good indeed. And we're definitely easily winning this. Now, if we check our population... Ooh. That's not what I expected to see, to be honest. That's a sharp uptick all of a sudden. I'll take it. Cool. So we're going to continue to tick on forward here, and now we have a battle going on down this way. This one we should win also very handily. No problem whatsoever here in theory. And we're just going to wipe this all out. Excellent. Now you can see here, we are currently actually lower on war support due to occupation, I think. Yeah, because the enemy controls 100% of their war goal. That will change very soon here. Excellent. So we now have a substantial change there. Definitely should have deployed this guy to press the attack a little bit earlier. There's no doubt about that one. But we'll just wrap this up fairly soon. Let's see. I'm trying to see this battle, but it's kind of hidden. There we go. Fantastic. So what do we got here? Okay. It looks like we just straight up won. Or actually, they migrated over to this front. They do still have some troops over here. For a second there, I thought that they had no troops remaining after that battle, but they do. That was a naval battle? What? Okay, I'm confused. I guess there is some coastline here, but whatever. That's a little strange. So another battle breaks out. And devastation is a little high up here, but again, that's to be expected. Cool. So we take that all over. No problem here. We are now decidedly in the lead on this war. And we'll get these issues fixed later on. We just need to wipe out their forces for the time being. Excellent. So we now have a vulnerable front. Apparently. I think we're going to clean this up instantly and then move over. They're not progressing this front. Okay. And then we move over. Yeah, they didn't progress this front at all. So that looks good. No problem at all there. So this war will be over very shortly. We've got another battle ongoing here. Yeah, look at those number increases. This must be increasing based on occupation. That's the only thing I can imagine. Because otherwise that would be insane. Boiler explosion. Trade unions gaining support would actually be good for our help, or for our health care here. We want to move up our health care to increase our pop growth. So that'll be fine for the time being. We are, of course, going to finish occupying here. They are progressing on this side, but looks like we got there in time. Cool. Just barely in time, but in time nevertheless. Excellent. So that battle wins. There we go. And let's wrap up this one. Oh yeah, that's going very quickly now. Cool. They're proposing a peace deal. They're proposing just giving up. We accept that peace deal. Cool. So that is all ours, and now we immediately want to hop over to our military here and bump down to irregular infantry and infantry focus. Cool. Then we want to get rid of these trade routes. Get out of here, trade routes. What other trade routes do we have? We've got this artillery trade route. We'll get rid of that one, and these explosives trade routes. The explosive trade routes are, or were, a temporary thing until we get our fertilizer factory done. But that is now done. So we can get rid of those, and this chemical plant will bump over to, like, vacuum evaporation. There we go. That'll do just fine. I did want to check in on our steel mills here. We could do the Bessemer process. That will drive up the cost of iron. In theory, I think that's fine. We'll keep an eye on the price of iron there, and we should probably publicly trade our steel mills now that we can do that. I would also like to go into our railways and move them down to be government run is actually the biggest substitution here. So we'll go ahead and do that. Cool. Okay, anything else that we need to keep an eye on? That's a fair amount more bureaucracy and taxation capacity for a lot more paper. I feel like we don't need that at this moment. We'll keep that in our back pockets. Cool. We're running dynamite on all of those. That's looking good. I do want to check in, actually, on the price of explosives right now. It is pretty expensive, but we are starting to bring that down. So looking at our... I want to go into... Where is that? Where did we build that fertilizer factory? Up here, I think? If I recall correctly. Yeah, the chemical plant is up here. Okay. We do have some additional output that we can get here. So that'll be fine for the moment, I think. Cool. Yeah, that's looking quite good. We may want to start thinking about expanding our chemical plant eventually. But for the moment, it looks reasonably fine to me. So we'll go in here. We've got some low market access. That's to be expected right now. I do want to check to see, can we get some more colonization going on down here? We are already establishing a colony in Patagonia. So that's actually perfect. I like it. And we're also establishing a colony over here. We're not establishing one here at this moment in Selknam. Okay. Noted. But we do have this colony going over here, so that's good. And that is well and truly underway. So we're now up to 1.29 million. That was a sharp increase. I like it. We do, however, need to incorporate some states here. Let's see here. State actions. Incorporate state. Never mind. We don't. Okay, cool. So we're up to 6 million for our GDP. That's a sharp increase as well. And a lot of these people are going to be immediately put to work. We've got peasants unemployed. They're going to migrate elsewhere eventually. It should be fine. So we're building coal mines right now. Do we need anything else? We have an explosives input goods shortage. So the answer to that is yes. We should probably expand our chemical plant. Yeah, this should be fine. So we'll go ahead and do that. Our sulfur is a little bit cheap still. And that's the largest expenditure here. Noted. Okay, well, we'll get that underway for the time being. Explosives will be a very useful thing to do because we have an input goods shortage right now. So, to that end, we may actually want to run that import route. It would put us negative in our bureaucracy. That's probably okay for the moment. So that'll help matters. And we do have these states in turmoil. But I'm hoping that the number of radicals will drop down eventually. For the time being, it's not great. I do want to check in on our... Actually, 56 is not too bad for legitimacy. I like it. That's good. That's really, really good. Very solid there. So we're continuing to expand our colonies here. And these are actually expanding quite a bit quicker. I like it. That's very good. So we are expanding reasonably swiftly now. I wanted to check in on Uruguay. And see if we now have anything that we can do in terms of diplomatic plays. The answer is no, we don't. Okay, good to know. We'll keep an eye on that, but for the time being, we don't. We're in neutral relations right now. We're working on damaging that, so maybe in the future. Cool. High tensions here, and that's to be expected. This trade route is currently unproductive. Cool, we'll get rid of that. And tools are now expensive. I'm not shocked about that, to be honest. I want to check in on our railways. Okay, yeah, that's the primary issue with most of these that are currently low in terms of their market access. Yes. So it's these three. Checking in on this railway, yep. Plenty of space to expand there. And this one, still space to expand. So that looks good. No real problem there right now. 1.3 million. Cool. Our annual projected pop growth is a little low, but to some degree that's to be expected. Now we're running a grain input goods shortage. So we can come over here to where we know that we have this wheat farm, right? And we could definitely work on expanding that. I think that should probably be after this chemical plant. But before the coal mines is fine. I'm okay with that. We've also got 6.14K now, which means that we could think about increasing our construction. Now that's interesting. I'd want to build it here for economy of scale. And for the moment, that seems reasonably fine. We'll place that here. Cool. So we'll let that get going. And economy of scale, plus the fact that there were a number of peasants still in this location. So that should be absolutely fine. We'll get that ready to go. That'll be done soon enough. And that will bump up our construction speed. Like we need more construction speed. But what else are we going to spend this money on, right? So, seems fine to me. This is probably going to drive up the price of, for example, tools. And that makes sense. That definitely does make sense. In Mendoza, do we have room in our railway? Yeah, we have expansion room in our railway. So, no concerns there. I am a little bit concerned about that price of engines, though. Yeah, we should definitely consider expanding our motor industry. That will definitely be something that comes after our construction sector. Perhaps before the wheat farm, though. We'll do something like this. Beautiful. So that construction sector will be done in a few weeks here. That will not take very long. 2 more weeks. Excellent. And we do have this unproductive trade route. Cool. We'll get rid of that. That will put us positive in our bureaucracy, which will help our state construction efficiency. Always good. And now we're going to slowly fill up our construction sector here. Not that slowly, actually. Not that slowly. Cool. So that's looking very good. Our tool price is definitely going up. We're not surprised about this at all. Weekly balance is still currently, and now it's positive. We can scale up our tooling workshops employment-wise, though, so it's okay. I'm not too concerned about tooling. And we're still positive here, despite just having built that, so that's a really, really good sign. We might dip negative still. But for the moment, this is looking good. I like it. So we're going to get labor movement in 7 months, and the primary purpose behind that is, of course, to increase our projected pop growth, which is doing well. No doubt about that. 1.3 million. Not bad at all there. What is this? A mining accident. Ooh. More trade unions gaining support? Yes. More trade unions gaining support. Now, they're going to want us to ban slavery, which is not necessarily great for our economy. I mean, ethically, sure. But this is an economy we're talking about. Ethics have nothing to do with it. I do want to check Uruguay here and see still no possible diplomatic play there. Okay, noted. And they are still rivaled with Brazil. Very interesting. So our GDP is now 6.7 million. It's really skyrocketing now that we're starting to get some people to put to work in the jobs that we've got. That's all great. So we're now building 2 things at once pretty regularly. General staff has been unlocked, sure. I don't really care about that. And we're gaining quite a lot of positive balance here. We might want to start thinking about expanding our construction yet again, actually. I'm certainly thinking about it. Radicals have dropped down a bit. That's most likely due to this rather meteoric GDP growth. I like it. Sounds good to me. And we're continuing to colonize these last couple of areas. There's not much to be done there, in all honesty. We'll get there. Input goods shortage of grain. Well, we're working on that. 10 weeks until this wheat farm is done. So no big concern about that. The grain will be fine. I do still wish that in this tab here, they added another line that said something along the lines of available jobs. That would be a really good thing to know. Rubber has been discovered in Santa Cruz. Okay. Good for them. So that's all well and good. Our economy is definitely on the upswing here. Our loyalists are improving a bit. Our radicals are decreasing. That's excellent. Very, very good there. And our population is continuing to grow. We do definitely want to grab this population here, which is only 24,000 and 15,000. So there's not that much population left over here. There is room for us to develop it, of course. But there's only so much that we can really do there. Input goods shortage of grain. We're going to have this wheat farm done, well, basically now, to be honest. And tools are expensive. I want to check in on our tooling workshop. We're just lacking workers here, which means that we should go for an economy of scale increase. Okay. So we'll put that in, and this coal mine will be done in 28 weeks. We're mostly just, again, going for economy of scale increases there. Yeah, 37-21 weeks now, so it's definitely improving in terms of our construction queue. That's great. Enact oligarchy, huh? From the industrialists. Yeah, probably not going to happen. Total separation, disallowing multiple production methods. Disallowed by theocracy. Okay, so, right, this is church and state. It doesn't really matter for what we're trying to build here, I don't think. There's labor movement. Cool. So that will lead to socialism. And that is kind of the direction we want to go here, I feel like. We have pharmaceuticals, which can head down this direction for colonial affairs institution investment. But what I really want to do... +2 max workplace safety office institution investment. So let's go for that. Do we have that institution unlocked, though? The answer is no, we do not. So if we were to go down into labor rights here, regulatory bodies is what we would need. We do need somebody to start up a movement for that. But it's not possible. They can do that at this point. So hopefully they decide to do so. And 13 weeks on our tooling workshops and 19 weeks on this coal mine. Excellent. Explosives are dropping in price. I like to see it. And we have expanded down here a little bit again. Fantastic. And we're not colonizing here. I feel like we could be. I definitely feel like we could be. But we definitely need to bring up our population numbers. That is the biggest concern at this point. We still need more pop. We did get a good amount from taking over those territories, which is great, but we're going to run out of them. That said, I am seeing 100,000 unemployed. Hopefully they'll migrate to places where they will be a little bit better employed. But 1 million of our people are dependents. That's a lot. I mean, that's a full 2/3, and that's relatively normal, to be clear. But I don't like it. What I really want to do is get some of these institutions rolling. But there's only so much we can do there at this moment. We really need to get, like, regulatory bodies to pop up as a movement here. We could ban slavery. That's a potential option. Are slaves counted amongst our lower strata? They are. They're probably pulling down our average quite a lot, if I had to guess. 1.3% are enslaved, forcing them into a very low standard of living. At this point, is our economy in a position where we could ban slavery? I feel like we could. That would radicalize the landowners. Are they who is in government right now? They are. So they'll probably be pretty grumpy about that. That would help our standard of living dramatically, though. We can try. The landowners will be very upset. And this may force us negative for a little bit. I'm okay with that. Plus 10% prestige. Cool. And more colonization going on over here. Our colonies have expanded. Cool. So we'll see if this ends up happening. It may or may not. But 7 million GDP is not bad. And I would definitely like to bring up our average standard of living for our lower strata. Freeing the slaves will definitely help that, because that is a very low standard of living, and that's definitely definitely pulling down our average by quite a lot. So yes, we are dipping slightly negative here in our cash. Actually, now we're not. We're fine now. So sure, I don't think we really care all that much. So we're making these coal mines. Tools are still expensive, but realistically, there's not a ton we can do about that. Other than increase the throughput here. Yeah. The problem here is actually the price of coal. Well, I mean, the price of steel is up there. But coal can be definitely brought down in its price, and we are working on economies of scale there. So I think that's reasonably fine. No real problems there. So that is great. Oh, what's going on over here? Brazilian aristocratic revolt. Interesting. Looks like they're losing, and they did lose. That's definitely very interesting there. No possible diplomatic plays over here just yet. Okay. Well, for the moment, we are still more focused on our economy than anything else. We're going to look to start expanding soon enough. Canneries have been unlocked. That's all well and good. But for now, it is time to put a cut in here, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. And next episode, we are going to see if we manage to ban slavery or not. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and a very special thank you to all of the channel members for making this video possible, including Casserole, ALS Gamer, Kentuin, James, Shadowwolf, Mlohan80, Kentogan, Spartan News, Nick Smarty, Dimitri H, Punching the Microphone, Unisil, Kadra, Rogue Corvid, and all the rest. And of course, you. Thank you for watching. If you'd like to support the channel, you can click the join button down below the video, and as always, I will see you all next time.